just finished making bread, and I figured it'd be a nice treat to make some jam for the kids. Now this is my version of jam. This is not a syllable jam, and it's not a freezer jam. This is just a jam. I want to be real quick, have something for the kids. To just use on bread or whatever.
Right away.
Yeah, and right away. So I took the berry frozen mix that I had in my freezer. I put them in the microwave until they're nice and hot. And so we're gonna pour it in. I may have to scoop, we'll see. Yep, it's gonna get too big. So I'm gonna scoop, put it in your blender. And you will need to keep this in the fridge. This is not something you can store on the counter. I have not ever froze it. I'm sure it would do fine, but my kids always eat it, and I just make small batches here and there. And we don't usually have a lot of jam, so it's a nice treat when I do make it for this. And we're gonna blend it really well. Okay, be careful when you do it because it splats up and it's hot, so be real careful. So now I am going to add 2 tablespoons, and it varies depending on how much, but I have about a half. So I'm gonna add almost, I'm not gonna add quite this, of tapioca flour. And so I'm just gonna add that in. I'm gonna go ahead and add the whole 2. I'm gonna add a half cup of sugar. This is one reason I like making jam this way, is I can control how much sugar there is in this recipe, and I can make it on the lower side. So I'm gonna add a half cup of sugar. I can taste it and see if I like it later. So here we go. And if you noticed at the beginning, I added no liquid to this whatsoever. So don't add any liquid. And you can see it's a little thick. The nice part about tapioca sugar or flour is that it does not have to boil. Whereas if you did cornstarch or if you did a regular jam, you'd need to boil it to get it thick. And so I'm gonna add just, if you look in there, I'll jiggle it for you. I'm gonna add just a little bit more of tapioca flour. You don't wanna go too much, or then it gets kind of slimy. But, and it will get thicker as it cools, the same as any jam. So I'm gonna blend that, and I'm gonna let it blend for quite a while to make sure that the tapioca flour isn't yucky to the taste and dissolved inside. And then I'll show you when we are done, but I'm gonna blend it now for a while. Okay, I'm gonna taste it and see if it's mixed enough and if there's enough sugar in it. So, it's my own kitchen, so I'm gonna lick my own spoon. It's not super sweet, but I kinda like that for my kids. I'll add just a little, but not much. You can use honey or regular sugar, whatever you want. Okay, I think we're ready. And as you can tell, it's already starting to get thick, and it'll continue to get thick.
Is it warm?
It is very warm. That's why the steam. The blender warmed it up, but I also made it very warm in the microwave. So that's where you also get your thickening. The tapioca flour has to be in very hot, or else it won't thicken. So you can use honey or regular sugar, whatever you want. You can use honey or regular sugar, whatever you want. And you can use honey or regular sugar, whatever you want. And you can use honey or regular sugar, whatever you want. And you can use honey or regular sugar, whatever you want. And you can use honey or regular sugar, whatever you want. And you can use honey or regular sugar, whatever you want. And you can use honey or regular sugar, whatever you want. And you can use honey or regular sugar, whatever you want. And you can use honey or regular sugar, whatever you want. And you can use honey or regular sugar, whatever you want. And you can use honey or regular sugar, whatever you want. And you can use honey or regular sugar, whatever you want. And you can use honey or regular sugar, whatever you want. And you can use honey or regular sugar, whatever you want. And you can use honey or regular sugar, whatever you want. And you can use honey or regular sugar, whatever you want. And you can use honey or regular sugar, whatever you want. And liquid to thicken, but it does not have to be boiling. So there is our jam. We'll let it sit a couple of minutes and it'll be much thicker, and then in an hour it'll be total jam.